Caitlin Clark's jersey flew off the shelves. It was unprecedented. The demand was so high that stores couldn't keep up with the restocking. Fans from all over the country were clamoring to get their hands on anything with her name on it. It wasn't just about the jersey, it was about being part of a movement, a phenomenon that was sweeping the nation. The excitement was palpable, and it was clear that Caitlin Clark had become more than just a player. She was a symbol of hope and inspiration for many. The young Iowa Hawkeye guard became a sensation overnight. Her rise to fame was meteoric, and it seemed like everyone wanted a piece of the action. From her incredible performances on the court to her charismatic presence off it, Caitlin Clark was the name on everyone's lips. She had an uncanny ability to connect with fans, making them feel like they were part of her journey. Her social media following exploded, and she quickly became a household name. It was a whirlwind of success that showed no signs of slowing down. Her dazzling play captivated fans. Every game was a showcase of her talent, and she never failed to deliver. Whether it was a clutch three-pointer or a no-look pass, Caitlin Clark had a flair for the dramatic. Her highlight reels were shared and reshared, each play more impressive than the last. She had a way of making the impossible look easy, and fans couldn't get enough. Her performances were not just about winning games, they were about creating moments that would be remembered for years to come. Her confidence resonated with audiences. It wasn't just her skill that drew people in, it was her attitude. Caitlin Clark played with a swagger that was infectious. She believed in herself, and that belief was contagious. Fans saw in her a reflection of their own dreams and aspirations. She was living proof that with hard work and determination, anything was possible. Her celebrations on the court were a testament to her passion for the game, and they inspired countless others to pursue their own passions with the same fervor. And her marketability? Off the charts. Brands were lining up to sign endorsement deals with her. From sportswear to beverages, everyone wanted Caitlin Clark to be the face of their product. Her appeal was universal, and her influence extended far beyond the basketball court. She was a marketer's dream, and her ability to connect with a wide audience made her an invaluable asset. The economic impact of her success was significant, and it was clear that Caitlin Clark was not just a star athlete, but a cultural icon. This immediate success sent ripples through the WNBA. The league had never seen anything quite like it. Caitlin Clark's impact was felt in every corner of the organization. Ticket sales soared, viewership numbers spiked, and merchandise flew off the shelves. The WNBA was experiencing a renaissance, and it was largely thanks to the buzz generated by this young phenom. Her presence brought a new level of excitement to the league, and it was clear that the WNBA was on the cusp of something special. A'ja Wilson, the league's established star, felt the tremors. She had been the face of the WNBA for years, and now there was a new contender in town. The dynamic between the two players was fascinating to watch. A'ja Wilson was a seasoned veteran, a proven leader with a track record of success. She had carried the league on her shoulders and had become a role model for many. But with Caitlin Clark's rise, there was a sense of a changing guard. The competition was fierce, but it was also a testament to the growth and evolution of the league. Wilson had always been the WNBA's golden girl. Her accolades were numerous, and her influence was undeniable. She had set the standard for excellence in the league, and her contributions both on and off the court were immeasurable. A'ja Wilson was more than just a player. She was an ambassador for the sport. Her success had paved the way for future generations, and she had earned her place in the annals of WNBA history. But now, with Caitlin Clark's emergence, there was a new chapter being written, a dominant force on the court. A'ja Wilson's game was a blend of power and finesse. She could dominate in the paint, but she also had the skill to step out and hit a jumper. Her versatility made her a nightmare for defenders, and her competitive spirit was unmatched. Every time she stepped on the court, she played with a chip on her shoulder, determined to prove that she was the best. Her performances were a masterclass in basketball, and she had earned the respect of fans and peers alike, a respected leader off it. A'ja Wilson's impact extended far beyond the basketball court. She was a vocal advocate for social justice, using her platform to speak out on important issues. Her leadership in the community was as impressive as her play on the court. She was a role model for young athletes, showing them that success was about more than just winning games. It was about making a difference and using one's influence for good. A'ja Wilson embodied the values of the WNBA, and her legacy was one of both excellence and integrity. She carried the weight of expectations. Being the face of the league came with its own set of challenges. Aja Wilson was constantly under the spotlight, and the pressure to perform was immense. But she handled it with grace and poise, never letting the weight of expectations affect her game. She thrived under pressure, and her ability to rise to the occasion was one of her defining traits. Fans looked to her for inspiration, and she never disappointed. Her resilience and determination were a testament to her character. Her own success was intertwined with the league's growth. Aja Wilson's journey was a microcosm of the WNBA's evolution. As she rose to prominence, so did the league. Her success brought attention to the WNBA, and her influence helped to elevate the sport. She was a trailblazer, paving the way for future stars like Caitlin Clark. The league's growth was a reflection of her impact, and her contributions would be felt for years to come. Aja Wilson had left an indelible mark on the WNBA, and her legacy was secure. But Clark's meteoric rise presented a new dynamic. The league was now home to two superstars, each with their own unique style and appeal. The contrast between Caitlin Clark and Aja Wilson was striking, and it made for compelling storylines. Fans were eager to see how the two would coexist, and whether their rivalry would push the league to new heights. The emergence of Caitlin Clark added a new layer of excitement to the WNBA, and it was clear that the future was bright. Was there room for two queens? The question on everyone's mind was whether the league could accommodate two dominant personalities. Caitlin Clark and Aja Wilson were both incredibly talented, and their presence brought a new level of intensity to the WNBA. The potential for collaboration and competition was immense, and fans were eager to see how it would all play out. The league was entering a new era, and the possibilities were endless. The stage was set for an epic showdown, and the world was watching. Was this the tipping point? The WNBA was at a crossroads, and the emergence of Caitlin Clark had the potential to change the landscape of the league. The excitement was palpable, and the stakes had never been higher. Fans were on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the next chapter in this unfolding drama. The future of the WNBA was bright, and the journey was just beginning. The league was poised for greatness, and the world was ready to witness the rise of a new era in women's basketball. Aja Wilson had earned her accolades. From the moment she stepped onto the court, she was a force to be reckoned with. Her talent was undeniable, and her dedication was unmatched. She had worked tirelessly, day in and day out, to hone her skills and become one of the best in the game. Her journey was not just about personal glory. It was about elevating the sport and inspiring the next generation of athletes. MVP awards, championships. These were not just titles, they were a testament to her hard work and perseverance. Each award, each championship, was a milestone in her illustrious career. They were symbols of her relentless pursuit of excellence and her unwavering commitment to her team and the sport. She was a champion for the WNBA, advocating for its growth and recognition. Beyond her on-court achievements, Aja was a vocal advocate for the league. She used her platform to bring attention to the WNBA, fighting for better pay, better facilities, and greater respect for women's basketball. Her efforts were instrumental in pushing the league forward and gaining the recognition it deserved. She had put in the work, she had sacrificed. Early mornings, late nights, grueling training sessions, and countless hours in the gym were all part of her routine. She pushed her body to the limit, always striving to be better, faster, stronger. Her dedication was evident in every game she played, every shot she took, and every victory she celebrated. Yet Clark's overnight success sparked a wave of complex emotions. Caitlin Clark, a rising star still in college, was making headlines and gaining commercial success at a rapid pace. While Aja was happy to see the sport gaining more attention, it also brought a sense of unease. It was a reminder of the challenges she had faced and the battles she had fought to get to where she was. Wilson knew this wasn't about jealousy, it was about respect. She respected Clark's talent and achievements, but it also made her reflect on her own journey. The years of hard work, the sacrifices, and the dedication to a league that was still fighting for its place in the spotlight. It was a complex mix of pride and frustration, knowing how far the WNBA had come, yet how much further it still had to go. It was about the years of dedication to a league fighting for its place in the spotlight. Aja had been a part of that fight, standing alongside her teammates and fellow players, pushing for change and recognition. The WNBA was more than just a league, it was a community, a family, and Aja was proud to be a part of it. Seeing Clark, still in college, achieve such commercial success triggered a sense of unease. It was a stark contrast to Aja's own journey, where every step forward had been hard-earned. The rapid rise of a young star brought up questions about the future of the league and her place within it. It was a moment of introspection, a time to reflect on her own path and the path of the WNBA. It felt like the WNBA's narrative was shifting. The spotlight was moving, and with it, the dynamics of the league. Aja had always been a central figure, a leader, and now she was witnessing a new chapter unfold. It was both exciting and unsettling, a reminder that the only constant in life is change. And she wasn't sure where she fit in anymore. The uncertainty was palpable, but so was her determination. Aja knew that her journey was far from over. She had more to give, more to achieve, and more to fight for. The future of the WNBA was bright, and she was ready to continue being a part of its story no matter where it led. The reality was stark. The world of sports marketing is ever evolving, and the quest for the next big star is relentless. Brands are always on the lookout for fresh faces that can connect with new audiences and drive engagement. In this dynamic landscape, the emergence of a new talent can shift the balance of power and open up untapped markets. Clark represented an untapped market. She wasn't just another player, she was a phenomenon waiting to happen. Her style of play, her charisma, and her ability to engage with fans on and off the court made her a marketer's dream. She had the potential to bring in a younger, more diverse audience that the WNBA had been striving to attract for years. Young, energetic, and with a flair for the dramatic, she embodied a new generation of basketball fans. Brands craved that connection. They saw in her the ability to not only sell products but to create a cultural movement. Her social media presence was already growing, and her on-court performances were nothing short of spectacular. She was the perfect storm of talent and marketability. They saw in Clark an opportunity to reach a demographic the WNBA had struggled to capture. This wasn't just about selling shoes or jerseys, it was about building a brand that resonated with young people, especially young women who saw themselves in Clark's journey. She was relatable yet aspirational, and that made her incredibly valuable. Wilson, while undeniably talented, represented a different era. She was a stalwart of the game, a player who had paid her dues and earned her place among the greats. Her style was more traditional, her approach more methodical. She was respected, even revered, but she didn't have the same magnetic pull that Clark had with the younger generation. Her brand of basketball, though dominant, was less flashy. It was built on fundamentals, on hard work and consistency. While this made her a reliable figure in the sport, it didn't lend itself as easily to the kind of viral moments and social media buzz that brands were increasingly looking for. In a world where attention spans are short and the next big thing is always around the corner, Wilson's steady excellence was overshadowed by Clark's explosive potential. The marketing world, always hungry for the next big thing, saw in Clark the potential for explosive growth. They envisioned campaigns that would not only boost their sales but also elevate the sport itself. Clark was more than a player. She was a brand ambassador, a social media influencer, and a role model all rolled into one. The possibilities seemed endless. It was a business decision, plain and simple. The numbers, the projections, the potential for return on investment, all pointed to Clark as the future. For the brands, it was a no-brainer. But for the players, it was a different story. The shift in focus from seasoned veterans to rising stars was a reminder of the ever-changing nature of the sport and the business that surrounds it. But for Wilson, it felt personal. She had given her all to the game, and seeing the spotlight shift to someone else was a bitter pill to swallow. It wasn't just about the endorsements or the money. It was about recognition, respect, and the legacy she had worked so hard to build. The rise of Clark was a testament to the future, but it also cast a shadow on the past, leaving Wilson to grapple with her place in a rapidly evolving world. The media frenzy around Clark was impossible to ignore. Her every move made headlines, her highlights flooded social media. She was the talk of the sports world. This intense focus wasn't lost on Wilson. She saw the disparity in coverage. She felt the shift in fan attention. It was disheartening. It felt like her contributions were being overshadowed. The league she had poured her heart and soul into seemed to be embracing a new darling, and she was beginning to wonder if she was being relegated to the sidelines. The swoosh shifts, Nike bets on a rising star. Nike's decision to focus on Clark was strategic. She was a marketing dream. Her on-court charisma translated seamlessly into endorsements. She resonated with a younger demographic, a key target for the brand. This shift wasn't meant to diminish Wilson's accomplishments. It was about capitalizing on a unique moment. Clark's popularity presented an opportunity to introduce the WNBA to a new generation. Nike, known for its calculated risks, was betting big on the young star. The Clark effect, a rising tide lifts all boats. Clark's impact on the WNBA was undeniable. Her popularity brought a surge of interest to the league. Viewership soared. Merchandise sales skyrocketed. Suddenly, the WNBA was part of the conversation. This newfound attention benefited everyone, including Aja Wilson. While her individual spotlight might have dimmed slightly, the overall pie had grown larger. More fans meant more recognition for the league, and a stronger league meant more opportunities for its players. Aja's crossroads defining her legacy. Aja Wilson found herself at a crossroads. She could allow resentment to fester, she could lash out against the changing landscape, or she could rise above. She could use this moment to redefine her legacy. She could embrace her role as a mentor, guiding younger players like Clark. She could continue to be a vocal advocate for the league, leveraging her platform to push for greater recognition and equality. The choice was hers, and the impact of her decision would reverberate for years to come. The future of the W, a shared court, a common goal. The WNBA was evolving. Caitlin Clark's arrival marked a new chapter, but it didn't erase the contributions of players like Aja Wilson. Instead, it presented an opportunity for collaboration. The future of the league depended on a collective effort. Veterans like Wilson, with their experience and leadership, would pave the way. Rising stars like Clark, with their energy and marketability, would attract new audiences. Together, they could build a brighter future for the WNBA, a future where rivalry and respect could coexist.